Hello there guys, and welcome to my videos. PilotBoy94 again. It's been a while, but today a new product. It's Armstrong Powerhouse's Class 150 Stroke 1 Enhancement Pack, which I am so happy it's been released, because if you saw my video when the 150 Stroke 1 was released, it wasn't the best product on the market at all. And so this makes me happy. This was literally just released a couple of days ago. So today we'll be driving a Northern Rail Class 150 from here at Lancaster to Heysham Port. This is a one train a day service, relatively unique. So today we'll get to see the train for all its glory. The reason why I'm doing this route and this service is because at Morecambe, where the train will turn around the train, we have about 5 minutes, so we'll get a good look at what the train is all about. Right now I'm just setting it up. Unfortunately, this train doesn't have the Heysham Port destination blind, but I'll use the Morecambe, as we will be stopping at Morecambe. So this train today is the 12:33 service from Lancaster, calling out to Bear Lane, Morecambe, and turning around to Heysham Port. The reason why I'm doing this service is because it's a relatively unique service, serving Heysham Port once a day to link up with the Manx Ferry. So as a Class 92, actually a pair of 92s pass with a freight service, we'll enjoy the look of this ex-Northern Rail, because Northern Rail was handed over to Arriva Trains as part of the new franchising agreement. And we'll get ready for the departure. We have a green signal, so my DRA has been turned off, and you'll get to see this this complete turnaround as well. My first point really is this cab. The cab view really hasn't changed. I think they've upped the resolution of some of the textures, but everything is pretty much exactly the same. You get two views, 1 and 2, as you just seen, and that's about it really. So departure should be in just a few seconds. There's the doors, so we'll set the reverser to forward. And we'll reply, and we'll do the proper procedure where we open the throttle to about halfway, position 3 or 4, and then we open up the throttle to 7, and at the same time releasing the brakes. So the sounds on this are finally up to scratch. I'm not really 100% familiar with the Class 150 Stroke 1s. I'm more familiar, it's not the Sprinter units that I'm really familiar with. Living in East Anglia, we don't really have a lot of these. Well, actually we don't have a lot of Class 150s at all in this area. So, but anyway, I've decided to do this on this route. Like I've said, it's a very unique route, operating once a day, Monday to Saturday, and twice on a Sunday. And it links up with the Manx Ferry from Heysham Port, sorry, not Heysham. And there is also a turnaround, and it's a rather unique turnaround in which a token must be obtained from Bear Lane in order to operate the points that will take us onto the Heysham branch, which is very, very interesting. So we're now on full power. We're coming over the river here at Lancaster, and we're powering through 30 miles per hour. 45 miles per hour, you'll hear the gear change, which is pretty typical on a lot of British Rail type trains. And yeah, so the 150 was the first Sprinter unit, leading up to other Sprinter units such as the 153 and the 155s and the 156s, and also the 158 Super Sprinters. So we're now on the West Coast main line. We have a flashing aspect, which means we're going to be turning off the main line soon towards Morecambe. And you might be hearing the noise of the wind because I've got the window open, because I've set this on a warm summer's day. If I close the window, you can hear the difference already. And as we pass a Virgin Pendolino train doing 56 miles per hour, we're still accelerating because we still got over half a mile before the junction. But so this train includes 12 liveries, including all the BR liveries that the 150/1s have been in. So there's a provincial livery, there's a Sprinter livery, and there's also the Centro livery. And there's also the Manchester General Transportation System livery. I think that's what it's called. And also it has all the privatization liveries. So from the early days of First Northwestern, I believe, which has the nice lovely star on it. And we've also got the Centro livery, Central Trains, the Network West Midlands livery, which is very unique, and then onto the present, also Silverlink Metro livery, which the Silverlink livery also includes an ex-Silverlink unbranded and also a overground branded one, I believe. And it also includes old lights and new lights, so new lights being the LED lights, the old lights having the marker lights separate to the main running lights. There's also Great Western, like the Great Western one. It's pretty much exactly the same as the one that's included in the original pack that you can buy on Steam. Also London Midland livery, which is a unique livery only obtaining now in 3 sets. And that's about it really. There's a whole bunch of exciting things. I mean, I wish there was a few more routes that you could run it on, really, but that's why I decided I'll do this one. It's a Northern Rail route. I know that the Class 150 stroke ones don't normally do this route from Leeds to Heysham Port. It's normally run by either a Pacer 144 or 143, or even a Class 150 stroke 2. That's the one with the gangway in the middle, which would be where I'm looking right now. So we're approaching Bear Lane. I'm just gonna, I don't know why I sped up there. There's not really a point because we've got a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit here as we approach Bear Lane Platform 2, which is only used by this train every day, and the nuclear flask trains that operate to Heysham. Oh, and that's another thing as well. Heysham is also home to a nuclear power station. So it's only served by, this platform here is only served by this train once a day, and also the nuclear flask trains. Like I mentioned, I don't know how often nuclear flask trains operate. So I believe today that signal box is no longer there, but a way to obtain the token, because we have to stop here. All trains going on to the Heysham branch have to stop here to obtain a token, so they can operate the points at Morecambe. Oh, I do love that brake squeal. Anyway, so like I say, the signal box here, I believe, has been demolished now, and so to obtain the token is on the same system as quite a lot of other lines now, where they go into a small cabin and contact the signaller, which I think in this case would be Preston, to obtain a token, or a train staff. I think in this case it's a train staff because you have to operate the points using it. So as you can see, there's a sign here that says stop, obtain token and permission to proceed, and let's say we've got that. I'll toot my horn because there's a foot crossing here as well as we depart across the level crossing at Bear Lane. So now this is rather unique here, in the fact that these two lines are both bi-directional. The line I'm on is exclusive for the Heysham Port branch and also Morecambe, I believe it's platform 2. And the line on our right, again bi-directional, and is exclusive to only Morecambe platform 1, and it's worked. The other line is worked on a block system where only one train is allowed in the section at any one time. So now we're at 40 miles per hour. The line next to us, the into Morecambe platform 1, is at 45 miles per hour, which is also quite interesting. The fact that the two lines have different speeds is probably because the line that we're on now is rarely used, once a day. Here we got some fixed distance boards. If you didn't know what they were, they're fixed distance boards telling us that we are approaching the end of the line. Like I say, the other line is just straight into platform 1. There's no points, no nothing. It doesn't even connect up to this line. So You might even occasionally find workings where it's, you know, completely opposite. We've got a pacer running in the opposite direction. The Northern Rail livery. Got 50-mile-an-hour speed limit coming up as well. And we have jointed tracks, so you can hear the clackety-clack, clackety-clack, which I love the sounds on this train. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to slow down now. I love the rubbing of the brake sound as well. It's very authentic. It does feel really, really good. So we're now approaching the signal that protects the Morecambe platform 2 and the runaround loops. And you can see the line on our left hand side there is the Heysham branch, which we will go to once we turn around. I mean, in all fairness, there is a guy stood there, so we'll just toot him the horn. I love that horn sound as well. It's really, really good. So as you can see here, the line on our right just goes straight into platform 1. And there's no other sort of connection. There's a runaround loop here, and it's mostly used, I believe, for the nuclear flasks trains, but it depends on the formation of the flasks trains, because occasionally you'll have a top and tailing, so you've got one at the front, one at the back, and occasionally you'll have a double header. You know, you never know. So as we approach Morecambe platform 2, we'll slow down, and then we'll do the shutdown procedure, and then we'll have a nice exterior look, and we'll also hear the train from the outside. I'll let you listen to the squeaking brakes as well as we stop. Okay, into neutral. We'll open the doors. I find this very unique about the 150s, and that they got open door controls in the cab, even though they're not intended for driver only operation, which is very interesting. But anyway, as we shut down, I've turned the DRA on. We're in neutral. We'll set to off, and unfortunately I wish that they included this is the master key switch, but unfortunately it's not, so we just turned it off, and you can see the DRA light is extinguished. And then we'll turn the tail light on, headlights are off, instrument lights off, and the markers off. And as we look on the outside, you can see markers are off and the tail lights are on, and we'll turn the light on for our guard as we switch ends. So we'll go to the other end. Same procedure. We'll open the windows because it sounds a bit quiet, but same procedure. We'll go from the off position on the reverser to the neutral, reply to the AWS, and we'll set up the train. So we'll go headlights to the right, which is the daylights, turn off the tail lights, markers on, and instruments on. Our DRA we can switch off as the signal is operated by us with the token, and we'll turn off the cab light as it's easier to look at. One thing I will mention as well, there's a few interactive switches now. There's a cab light switch here, and there is a switch for fans, so you can set, so you can hear the fan there, and there's a, I don't know what that switch is all about, but that's pretty cool. Engine stop start are individual buttons now instead of one single button, but the cab is unaltered. There is also a passenger view, which again is unaltered, and one thing I've noticed as I've been going through all the different liveries is that the interiors are exactly the same. They have the GWR, or should I say the first sort of seating. So anyway, we'll look on the outside of this train. Like I say, it comes in all liveries that these trains have ever been in, which is awesome because realism, but the textures are pretty cool. They've added a lot of stuff to it. The destination boards, as you saw, are manually operated. The windows externally, again, the model, the external model, even on the original 150 was not really an issue. The biggest issue was the physics, and thank God the physics are working now. I find personally though that the brakes are a little harsh. They're very quick. They're very quick brakes in my opinion, especially in position 2. which I find very interesting. But anyway, like I say, the exterior model is amazing. It's really good. I love the sound from the outside as well. It sounds so authentic. I love these pipes as well. You know, it just makes it look absolutely incredible. So this, to me, is a highly recommended product, especially if you are someone who likes doing branch lines. If there's some branch lines around, this would be the perfect train for it. Or if you've got the Gospel Oak to Barking line, this would be awesome to get as well, because you've got the Silverlink colours. And I'll also leave a link to the Marston Vale line, which then you can use the London Midland livery, which, like I said before, there is only 3 in the London Midland colours. There's only 3 units. So again, that would be really cool. So we're coming close to our departure time of 12:47. So we've had a 5-minute turnaround here, which is perfect. And I'll show you the operational procedure for the Heysham branch, because they have to operate the points because they're manual points. They're not set to the signal box or the signalling control center. And I'll also let you listen to the exterior sound. So if doors are closing. How about that, guys, for a cool exterior sound? It's so authentic. I'm sure people who live up in North and in the Midlands would recognise that sound rather brilliantly. So, as you can see here, there's a stop board again here, and in real life, I don't know if they still do it, but I know for sure when the Bear Lane signal box was open, I'm sure it's still operating today. The train would stop just short of this signal here, BL or Bravo Lima 4. So we're just going to stop here. And I believe that the guard, we'll just go into neutral. I believe that the guard would operate the points by going into one of these cabinets here, putting the token in, and then the points over here would change. So let's say that our guard has done it. He's given us the buzzer, and then we'll buzz him back. So now we're going to proceed on to the Heysham branch. One thing I'm also going to say just before we hit this curve is that there is a new flange sound, and I think it's amazing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead to the foot crossing here, so we can hear that flange noise from the exterior. And also the horn has been reworked and it sounds amazing. Can you hear that flange noise? It's really, really good and very authentic. So yeah, as you can hear, that there's a new flange noise there, and you can even hear it from inside the cab, especially with the windows open. It sounds really good, and it does sound like the actual train. So this is a 50-mile-an-hour curve, and like I say, this is exclusive. This is quite a rarely used line, it being only used by this one train a day service and the 2 trains on Sunday, plus whatever nuclear flash trains operate on here. And if this route is correct, it's all jointed track as well, so you get to hear the clickety clack again of jointed track, which I think is pretty cool, because you know this train was built for branch lines. AWS there. The weird thing is the AWS sign, the reply sign, is not next to the AWS on this particular route. I'm not saying that that's an issue, but it's something that that should be next to the AWS, if you know anything about railway infrastructure. There's a white cross with a blue background, which actually you can just see here just before the 40-mile-an-hour speed board here. That sign is to tell the driver that you should reply to the AWS, it's fine, because there's no signal, there's no cautionary signs either. So as we approach the 40-mile-an-hour sound, I'm going to go onto the exterior so you can hear the ramp up from out here. Brilliant noise that, you know, and I'm glad Armstrong Powerhouse has listened to some people like me. I'm sure other people made videos with a dismay of the original without this enhancement pack, and it's absolutely incredible what they've done. Like I say, the physics have been massively improved. You can see here we're not speeding so quickly, we've just position 3, we're on full power here, and we're climbing up rather nicely. So we're on completely flat ground now, and it's very, look at this, I love this branch line on the train simulator because of, you know, the track, you know, the train is swaying side to side. It's pretty cool. If I go to the 6 and you can see look at that connection there, which is going side to side. It's pretty authentic to what would be a very little used branch line. So I find that this train service as well is quite interesting. It runs from Leeds to Morecambe, and obviously this one train to Heysham, and it's quite interesting that they turn around at Lancaster as well, and the train actually runs as far as Hellifield. It's the only service that serves Hellifield, because the Settle Carlisle services, I think there's only a few that serve Hellifield every day, but this one serves it. But again, there's only about 4 services of this every day, 4 or 5, something like that, and it's a very little used train service. I don't know if it's little used in terms of passenger numbers, but it's not a service that is on a like regular hourly service. It's the same as Settle Carlisle, but I know with Settle Carlisle, Northern Rail are keen to operate more trains, but obviously they have a limited stock number. But hopefully that should be clearing up soon, as Great Western Railways have invested into more trains. I believe that their Sprinter units are going to end up, most of them, coming to Northern Rail, because the Sprinter units are going to get replaced by the Class 165s and the 166 networkers when more electric services are put in place, because currently the electric services only run to Maidenhead, sorry, on during peak times, and obviously throughout the whole day the electric services run to Hayes and Harlington with the new Electrostar units. Look at this, I love this track. It's, you know, it's causing the train to sway side by side, and you know, you get the click-clack of the jointed track as well. Passenger view, again, nothing to be impressed with. This is more of a driving train. The sound is pretty good though, you know, and you know, no exchangeable cameras either, so it's not impressive at all. But the cab, much improved, the physics, much improved, the sound, much improved. So I'll give this, you know, a very, very highly recommended for people who enjoy driving provincial lines and with trains like this. So we're not that far out from Heysham, we're just over a mile away now. And like I mentioned, Heysham Port is served by 1 train a day to link up with the Manx ferry to the Isle of Man. But I believe if you want to go to the Isle of Man, most people go to Liverpool or they fly because it's just more convenient. But like I say, Manx ferries actually operate from Heysham Port as well. So we've got a 20-mile-an-hour restriction coming up at less than half a mile away, and that will be 20 all the way into Heysham Port. And you'll actually see where the nuclear power station is as well on the left-hand side. There's an AWS here because there's a fixed distance board again. obviously telling us that we're coming to the end of the line. So we're now slowing down. Again, the brake rubbing sounds, because these are cast iron brakes, are pretty incredible. And there's a small ground signal there, which basically signals for either Heysham platform or the Heysham power station. So we've got the route indicator of H there, and as you can see, there's also a 10-mile-an-hour restriction going into the nuclear power station. As you can see, there's the track there. So, like I say, this station really only serves the port. There's nothing else here, really. You know, you can't... I believe you can actually leave the station, but the reality is there's nothing much around. It's just the port and a power station. That's about it, really, and one train a day. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I haven't said much. I know I haven't made any videos in a while. I will be doing a video explaining what's been going on, because I've had a really busy few months. So I haven't been able to make videos. And part of it's to do with getting my life on track and to get a career kick-started. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I do recommend that you buy this. I'll leave the link in the description for people who have the Dovetail Games Class 150 First Great Western pack. So you can improve on it by buying this pack at only £9.99. So it's at a good price. That's £9.99. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. We're coming up to the end of the line, and I'll let you watch me shut down the train like you did at Morecambe. And I hope you guys are informed now about this pack, and do go and buy it. So thank you guys for watching, if you watched until the end, and I'll see you guys on the next video.